Hi everyone, Joy here. In this lesson, I'm going to talk to you guys about mindset or mind flow. So this is lesson 3 of the online marketing wizards course. Now, just to go a little bit into that, so I personally think that your confidence links very closely to your mindset. Now, I haven't actually done any research on this, but this is my personal experience, and I'm going to tell you guys why I say this. So first of all, about a year and a half ago, I was very overweight, and I've been on this weight loss journey ever since. I'm still on it. I've adopted a healthy lifestyle, and that's what I do. But about a year ago, or a year and a half ago, we lived in a town in Wellington. So, as for you guys that don't know, currently I live in Oxford, which is a small little, I won't say small, it's about 2,000 people in rural Oxford, is kind of like we call it. And we're about an hour away from the closest city in Christchurch. And about a year and a half ago, I lived in Wellington. Now, currently we're on the South Island of New Zealand, and we lived on the North Island of New Zealand. And one thing I did not know is that I am allergic to pine trees. Weird. I've lived close to pine trees in South Africa when I lived there, and I never had issues. So I'm assuming it's some kind of a pine in New Zealand that doesn't agree with me. Anyhow, so for a year, the last house that we lived in before we moved to this house that we're living now, and part of the reason why we moved here was because of health issues, because the doctor actually recommended that I move away from it. But part of the reason was, so I was sick for about a year. I was very sick. I lived on antibiotics and steroids, for your chest and all of those things. And because I had chest infections every single month, like I lived on antibiotics because I couldn't breathe. I ended up in hospital a few times because I was just so sick. Now, the problem with all of that is that I became really depressed, and I became really basically a sad sack of beans, because I was this bubbly person. This was not me a year and a half ago, guys. I was fat, I was miserable, I was depressed. The work that I did wasn't too bad, but I wasn't completely miserable, but I've seen worse. But in comparison to how I would normally be, I was really in a bad space. And most of that is because I've lost all my confidence in feeling good about myself, because I was the fattest I've ever been in my life. I had a baby, so I had the pregnancy weight, and then I put weight on top of weight on top of weight on, because I couldn't even literally walk around the block because my chest was so sore all the time. And I don't even know how I did that year, to be honest. It was like one of the worst years of my life, and probably one of the years I would remember for a long time, because it was the year that out of that year, it's kind of one of those things where you step out of your comfort zone, things happen. And, I believe that year made me the person that I am now, because it made me think very differently about life. Because now, when we moved to Oxford, the first thing I said is, I am going to lose weight. I'm not going to be this fat person anymore. And I became healthy, and it's not like you just go on a crash diet. I decided I'm not doing it the fast, cheat way and then pick up weight. I'm adopting a healthy lifestyle. And so is your mind, and this is the thing, and this is why I'm saying confidence ties in with your mindset, or like I would like to call it a mind flow, because mindset just sounds so set. And, the whole mind flow, having a strong mindset is really keeping your mind busy and flowing your mind and educating your mind. So that's why I like to call it a mind flow. And this is what I've done. And I'm telling you guys this so you can understand where the story comes in. So, and then I became, I can almost say, I won't say obsessed with eating the right foods and things, because I still have cheat days. I do. I'm not completely innocent, but I mean, in comparison to what I looked before and what I look now, it's very different, And because I just believed in myself, and I built the confidence up to give myself that mindset to say, today I am not going to eat bad crap. Today I'm going to go for a 5K run. Today I'm going to do an hour yoga, or, whatever. So it's that continuous grow on something that you do or what you want to achieve in life. Now, again, I'm telling you guys this because, okay, so say your brain or your mind is 80%. Okay, so 100% mind, okay? 80% of your mind is what you then, as attitude. Okay, so 80% is attitude, and 20% is things that you've learned. That's a mindset, And at the end of the day, It doesn't matter if you don't have skills, because skills can be taught, but it's your mindset that determine how successful you end up in life. Look at pro athletes, look at sports people, look at billionaires, look at millionaires, look at people that are really, really successful in life. What makes them stand out from the crowd? What makes them different than other people? There's one big thing that stands out, and that is they educate themselves every single day. They grow themselves every single day. They've got personal growth, and it's not just your mind. It's like they work out, they eat healthy, they do yoga, they read books, they listen to podcasts, they teach people. This is the thing that makes them grow, because, and this is the thing. That's why they have such a powerful mindset. And, at the end of the day, your past does not determine who you are. Just because you had a crappy life, like me, a year ago, why would you want to have one now? It's today that matters. It's today that determines who you're going to be tomorrow. We only have one life. You don't want to live it in the shadows and be negative and eke about things. And this is the number. Okay, so number one is that don't get stuck in your ways. Okay, keep growing your mind, keep flowing your mind, keep educating your mind. Like I said, the $1 billion mindset. That's what pro athletes do. That's what billionaires do. They keep growing, educating, and doing all those wonderful things. The other big thing is like don't think failure is a thing, because it's like a bad thing. Don't think failure is a bad thing, because it's actually a very good thing. If anything, like the really top successful people out there would tell you that they failed numerous times before they became successful. I had the privilege once to be at an international speakers conference, and a lot of the people there were millionaires. Like they were international speaker conference, it's a big deal. And the one guy that came up and he talked, he was a Russian guy, very, very, very nice guy. And I'm not going to mention his name, but he had a chat, he talked about all the businesses that he had in his life that he failed. And it wasn't just failing a business. He lost everything 3 times. He lost his house, his car, his everything. He lost everything 3 times. And the third time, he actually had children. Imagine losing your house when you have kids. Like if I was that person's wife, I would have freaked out. But he had this determination to just keep going. Today, he's a multimillionaire. He actually owns like 7 different companies, each of them making $1 million a year minimum. Like he's probably more now, because this was like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. But so this is the thing. So he's now rich and he's not going to fail again because he kept trying. And I take my hat off for his wife because she's got a lot of patience, but this is the thing. And don't let people determine your happiness at the end of the day with all of this, guys, because you are your own person. You need to decide what is good for you. Think positive about stuff. Think that today is the day I'm going to do this. If you have to take a whiteboard mark and write on your mirror every morning and say, this day is going to kick butt. I have this little thing on my mirror. Okay, sadly it broke now, but I had it for many, many years on my mirror. And it said that nothing is worth more than this day. And I literally, guys, I had it for like 15 years on my mirror, little sticky thingy. Nothing is worth more than this day. Today is the day that determines us. Today is the day that you're going to make a day successful. If you walk in the end of the day and you say like, oh, I was not successful, look into why you weren't successful. It's trial and error. Maybe, I don't know, the cat pooped in the garden and you had to clean it up and you missed the call. Weird example. But this is the thing, so look into why you weren't successful and then grow on that. Our mind, guys, is an extremely, extremely powerful thing. Your mind determines your body. I mean, if you keep telling yourself that you look ugly and fat, you are going to feel, you're probably going to eventually become ugly and fat. We don't want this. Think of yourself. That's why we create a vision board. I'm looking at my vision board. That's why we create a vision board, because you visualize the powerful things in your life that you want. Like on my vision board, I've got holidays. I've got, I'm not going to tell you guys all my personal things on my vision board because it's personal stuff, but, I've got my things. I've got my business goals, where I want to go with my business. I've got my podcasting that I'm doing. I've got this that I'm doing, so I've got all my business goals out there. things I want to buy, things I want to see, things I want to be involved in. That is my vision board. This is the things I'm reading you guys now. And this is it, guys, because your mind flow needs to think of these things all the time. You need to be educated. You need to keep going. So I'm going to go through this again. So there's basically, guys, there's 5 things that you need to consider to have a very powerful mindset, or should I say a successful mindset, or I like to call it like a billionaire mindset. And number 1 is that you have to study. You have to grow your brain every single day. Okay. We actually need that as human beings. You actually literally need to educate and to grow. Okay. And if you look at people that are very happy and successful, it's because they educate themselves. And if you look at people that are not, it's because they don't care to educate. People have this thing to say, when school is finished or college is finished, that's it. I'm never going to study again in my life. It's the biggest mistake that people make. Because then you're stuck in your ways, you're stuck there forever, and you just don't grow. And that is the sad state of affairs. Okay, so number 1, keep studying, keep educating yourself. And you don't have to pay for it. Read books, do things online. There's a million videos. It's like, just do anything that keeps your brain engaged. Okay, an hour, a minimum a day at least. I spend 2 hours a day educating myself. I know people that does it 4 to 6 hours a day, 4 to 6 hours a day. I don't have that time. I've got 2 small children, but I do at least 1 to 2 hours a day, never less than an hour, every single day. That's what I do. Number 2, don't let the past change your future. Like I said, live today. Remember, nothing is more worth than today. Okay, so today is the day, right? Number 3, failure does not determine your success. If anything, you grow out of failure. Failure is the reason why you're going to be successful, because you learn from it, and then you grow and you grow and you grow and you grow. And then number 4 is become a lifetime learner. Don't just give up. Don't say after college, I'm done. Carry on learning forever and ever and ever. Just never stop. That's how you keep growing your mindset. And then number 5, which I don't think I've mentioned yet, is but do the hard things. Step outside of your comfort zone. If you're going to be in your comfort zone every single day, that's pretty much life for you. You're just gonna not go anywhere. You're not gonna be successful. You're not gonna do things. Just step out of your comfort zone. Do things that you would normally not do. Okay, guys. So that's basically it. That is mind flow, or having a powerful mindset, and a few things around that. And I wish for you guys to all have a powerful mindset, because at the end of the day, if you do not have a powerful mindset, you're gonna fail. It is the truth. It is blunt, but it's the truth. Without a powerful mindset or a mind flow, there is no way that you can be successful in business or even in your personal life. So I hope this lesson found you well. And if you stuck in any way on this, please let me know. I do believe that not every person has a powerful mindset. And one thing I do actually want to add to this is that if you think of it like this, as children, as a kid growing up, you're not going to, look at a toddler. A toddler is going to, or a baby, going to keep crawling or you try to crawl, or a toddler is going to try to keep walking. They're going to fall a million times, but they're going to try to keep walking all the time. Or a kid learning to ride a bicycle, they're going to keep falling off, but they're going to keep trying and trying and trying, because they keep learning and educating. I'm looking at my 5-year-old at the moment. He's learning to read. And he's really good at it, actually. And every day he wants to practice. He's telling me, Mom, I want to practice. I want to learn how to read. He wants to educate himself. So as kids, this is the natural way of how we do things. Why on earth don't we do that when we're done with school? So somewhere in your pre-teens or teens or somewhere around there, life became hard and difficult and tricky, and you decided, I'm done. And then a lot of people are done forever. They don't actually grow out of it. And that is, again, where I would say the $1 million mindset comes in. So I hope this lesson found you guys well. Please give it a thumbs up if it does. And reach out to me if you struggle with having a powerful mindset. I used to be that person, and I can help you to get out of that hole if you're in that hole. I know, I've been there, so I can definitely help you. Okay, guys, talk to you guys soon. Have a fabulous day. Bye.